Hello friends, let's something new today. We are going to learn base theorem today in this video. So let's get started. We have gone to a trip to New York, and the very next day when we got up, we were excited. We thought we are going to cover this many places, and suddenly what happened? I peeked out of the window, and you know what? It was cloudy. I was shocked that if it is going to be rain, then how we are going to roam around the city, experience many other things, go in the boat to see the Statue of Liberty, because we were having kids along with us. So we were thinking whether to go or not. So we decided to do some mathematics before going, or statistics before going out. We were having very limited time, but we had no choice. We wanted to know the probability of if it is going to be rain or not. We know we have the weather data available. Sometimes those weather data goes wrong. If you go ahead and research about it, they say it is going to rain, but it doesn't. So we thought we have taken some previous year data, whether it is going to be rain or not. So we for the 100 days we have collected the weather data, and what we have seen is uh, there were 55 days out of 100 days where it was raining and cloudy. So we wanted to know whether the clouds are going to lead, what are the chances of clouds going to lead rain. So if you see these numbers here, out of 55 days, out of 100 days, and 55 days were having the rain and clouds together, but there were only 70 days where the clouds were there, and there were 60 days out of 100 days when it rained. So if you wanted to know the probability of rain and clouds here, I mean the probabilities are already given here. Since there are 55 days out of 100 days it was raining and cloudy, so the probability would be 55%. And there were 70 days out of 100 days when it was only cloudy. It didn't rain, it was only cloudy. So the probability of only clouds would be 70%. And there were 60 days out of 100 days when it actually rained. So the probability of raining is 60%. Now, given it's cloudy, so there are two events here, rain and cloudy. When I say given it's cloudy, it means cloudiness is already there. There are clouds, and I wanted to know whether it is going to rain or not. So I again repeat, given it's cloudy, it means the cloudy event or the cloudiness is already there, and we are trying to find it out whether the rain event is going to happen or not. These are the two events here, cloudy events and the rain events. So when I am saying given it's cloudy, it means cloudiness is already there. You can see in the picture that it is cloudy, and we are trying to find it out whether it's going to rain or not. So if you see here, the number of days where rain and clouds were there were 55 out of 100, as seen in the picture below before, and there were 70 out of 100 days where it was only cloudy. So if I wanted to find it out, the rain probability given it's cloudy would be rain and cloudy divided by cloudiness. So I would get only the rain probability given it's cloudy. Cloudiness exists, and we wanted to know the probability of rain. So it's a conditional probability. It means you're trying to find out the probability, but there is a condition. And that condition which is already happened, that condition already exists. So here you can see I had the days, 55 days when it was rained, and I can see clouds. And there were 70 days where only clouds were there. So if you wanted to know rain probability given it's cloudy, would be 55 days divided by 70, which is going to be 78.5%. Similarly, if I wanted to know given it's raining, what are the chances it will be cloudy? This is another scenario. We can find it similarly. I know there were 55 days out of 100 where rain and cloudiness were there, and there were 60 days where only rain happened. So if you see, sorry, this is this line. This is 60. This line, ignore this line, sorry. So the cloud probability given it's raining is 55 days divided by 60, which is 91.6%. Rain and cloudy 55, rain 60. So to find out the cloud's probability given it's raining would be 55 divided by 60, which is nothing but 91.6. So all those probabilities which we have discussed before, we are going to represent in such a way that it is going to help us in understand the equation. So the rain probability, I am writing it as P of rain. Clouds probability, I am writing as P of cloudy. Both rain and clouds probability can be written as rain and cloudy probability, which was already given. Probability of rain given it's cloudy can be written using this bar, P of rain given cloudy. As I said earlier, the second part of whatever is written after this bar is already in place. It is existing. It means this is existence. Cloudiness is there, but I wanted to find out the probability of rain given the cloudiness. And the last one would be probability that it will be cloudy given it's raining. So I can write it as P of cloudy given rain. So it means the rain is already there. I wanted to know the probability of clouds given rain. So the bar can be read as given. And if you see the fourth and fifth probability are having a conditions, or you can say another event which is already present or in existence, we called it as conditional probability. And in this rain probability and cloud probability, we don't have any conditions, like we are just finding out the rain probability or finding out the cloud probability. There is no other event exists. So we call it as unconditional probabilities. So let's talk about the equation. So cloud D property given it's raining, as we saw in the previous slide, were 55 days divided by 60. I can write that as an equation as P of cloudy given rain, and P is equal to P of rain and cloudy, which is 55 divided by P of rain, which is 60. So 55 divided by 60. I am not doing anything new here. Whatever formula or numbers which we have arrived, I am trying to write those in this equation representation. So 55 was P of rain and cloudy, and probability of rain was 60 days, which is read as P of rain. So I would get one equation 1 as P of cloudiness over or given rain. Similar way, rain probability given it's cloudy is 55 divided by 70. So 55 is rain and cloudiness is 70. So I would get the rain probability given its cloudiness, which is 78.5%. So I got this another equation. Both of them are having this expression or this key, you can say. So P of rain and cloudy, P of rain and cloudy. So what I would do is let this P of rain should let it go on the left hand side. So when something is divided on a right hand side and you wanted to move on the left hand side, this divide thing will go and become multiplication here. So I can write it as P of cloudy given rain into P of rain, which has come from the right hand side, is equal to P of rain and cloudy. Similar way, we can write the second equation as I am moving this P of cloudy on the left hand side, P of rain over cloudy into P of rain given cloudy multiplied by P of cloudy, which will be equal to P of rain and cloudy. I missed the right parenthesis here. Both of this equation, from both of this equation, since both right hand side are same, their left hand side will also be same. In the sense, if I am having an equation as 1 equal to 2 and then 2 equal to 3. So since first equation is equal to second equation is equal to third, it means the first equation is actually equal to third. So this is what I did. This will become my left hand side, this will become my right hand side because both of them same. This is 1, this is 2. Sorry, this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 3. So at the end, this 2 will become equal. So P of cloudy over rain given rain into P of rain is equal to P of rain given cloudy into P of cloudy. This is what I have written. So this 2 equation has been rewritten as like this. And again, I can rewrite this equation as, if I wanted to know the probability of clouds given the rain, I can rearrange this equation moving P of rain down here, and if I wanted to find the probability of rain given it's cloudy, then I can move P of cloudy here. So these are the two equations which I have got from this equation is nothing but the Bayes theorem. So Bayes theorem is actually helping you determine the probability of an event with uncertain knowledge. You don't know the probability here, you have some data or some probability exists and you wanted to find out the other probability. So let's talk about our example. Using Bayes theorem, we wanted to solve our question. Will it rain today given it's cloudy? Sorry, this equation has to go here. This equation has to come here. The headings are wrong here. So will it rain given it's cloudy? Will it rain? Probability of rain given the cloudiness. So I can say, okay, I know the probability of clouds over rain and the probability of rain and the cloud probability. I will be able to get out the rain probability given its cloud. So P of rain given cloudy, P of cloudy given rain was 91.6% and this was 60%. Probability of rain was 60, probability of cloudy was 70 and I got 78.5, which is nothing but the same. P of rain over given cloudy. And if I know the other figure, I know rain over cloudy, and I wanted to find out the cloudy over rain or cloudy given rain. I wanted to know the probability of clouds when the rain is already happening. Then I can write this formula. P of rain over cloudy into P of cloudy over P of rain. You might be wondering where this Bayes theorem is used. It has many applications. It has been used in medicine. It has been used in finance, marketing, mathematics. And not only that, have you ever wondered how your spam emails are getting filtered in your Gmail account? That is also Bayes theorem. Thanks for watching.